Click the first link in the description for the best Askreddit content. Today I fucked up by mistaking my friend for my girlfriend. It actually happened like a year ago. So a friend, 22M, of mine, 23M, came over to stay for the night. Since I am a student and live in a dorm, we went to sleep on the same bed. In the middle of the night, I got a little horny, I guess. For some background, there is a certain way I cuddle with my girlfriend. I slide my hand under her body and wrap my arm around her and then pull her closer to me and proceed from there. So that night, I was half asleep when I felt like cuddling with her. So I put my hand under his body, wrapped my arm around him, and pulled him closer. All this time, I thought this is my girlfriend, until I was about to kiss her. Luckily my friend has beard, so it was a wake-up call, pun intended, for me. It all happened so quickly that none of us got time to process what just happened. So the moment I tried to kiss him, he legit screamed and jumped off the bed. And so did I. We kept laughing for the next 5 to 10 minutes until we went to sleep again. Of course with a pillow between us this time. Now he always sleeps on the couch when he comes over. And yes, our girlfriends laughed their asses off when he told them about this. Too long didn't read. I was half asleep when I started cuddling with my friend, subconsciously thinking that it's my girlfriend. We both jumped off the bed and now he never sleeps next to me. Brothers before hoes. / Mahatma Gandhi. Not as hot an ending as I might have hoped, but hey, can't have everything. I laughed. What would have happened if he didn't have a beard? Thoughtful face, probably the same thing, since the friend would have screamed still. There is a couch, yet you two still choose to sleep in a tiny dorm bed together? Very interesting. The bed is big enough, square bed. Today I fucked up by deciding to wait silently in the toilets until my boss had finished having a serious conversation. Obligatory this wasn't today. It was around a week ago. I was going to post on the day it happened but I wasn't sure if it was one of those had to be there situations. Still, I decided I would post it after all. So for background, my boss is a very quiet, serious guy. He does have the odd laugh with us but you never know what is coming next. A lot of people who work with me are nervous around him because he can be quite upfront. Not had many issues with him, but I'm wary. He is basically very serious. A guy arrived with a delivery at my workplace and I wasn't sure where it should go, so I went to find someone else who knew about it and they said they'd give the guy a hand with it. It was a washing machine, so I went into one of the buildings at my workplace. The whole site is made up of various buildings, to carry on with my work while my colleague, delivery guy and boss, who appeared just after I found my colleague, were going to take the washing machine somewhere. They all got talking outside and I finished my work in this one building, so decided to go to the toilet before heading over to the building I needed to go to next. But I left my phone and some of the tools I had been using to come back to before heading over to the other building so that I wouldn't have to take them to the toilet with me. So, I got to the building with the toilet in it, went inside and did what you do. There is only one toilet separated from the main part of the building with a wooden door, so no soundproofing whatsoever. Just as I was nearly finished up, my colleague, boss, and delivery guy brought in the washing machine and put it down right outside the toilet door, as in within 2 or 3 feet of it. The door is in a large room but with a low wall about 5 feet away, so obviously the machine has been put against that low wall, leaving just enough space to get out. I didn't know at the time though if it was right against the toilet door or not. And they all began a conversation and a laugh right outside the toilet door. I thought about texting my friend to try to cause a distraction to save me and also to see if I could physically get out, but then realize I left my phone in the other building. Now, I didn't really want them all listening to me tearing toilet paper and wiping, so I decided to silently wait it out. My boss, colleague and delivery guy got into a serious conversation about an organization that the delivery guy is involved in and that my boss seemingly isn't a big fan of. It wasn't an argument, but the delivery guy was asking for opinions and my boss wasn't holding back. By the sounds of it, my colleague was just nodding along. All in all, I'd been balancing on the toilet seat as quietly as I could for nearly 10 minutes now, hoping that they were about to move the washing machine along and leave. I was wishing I had just finished as soon as they had come in, but it's not like they were a few feet up the corridor, they were about 3 feet away from where I was. The delivery guy asked my boss a question and he began to say his opinion but then stopped as if cautious. "1 second," he said, and then started shaking the toilet door. "Is there someone in there?" He sounded really confused, and I think he was about to verbalize an opinion he didn't necessarily want heard, which is why he checked. Feeling awkward as hell at this point, I took about 10 seconds to answer, with a yes. And then my colleague laughed saying, "Oh, it's just pigeonless," which added to my embarrassment. "You can come out now," my boss said, still sounding confused, and I heard them shuffle up the corridor to get out of my way. So then I finished as quickly as I could, flushed, washed my hands and darted away. The washing machine was just far away enough for me to open the door. 30 minutes later I was working again and my boss came into the room, looked at me, and just laughed. TL, doctor, I didn't want my boss, colleague and delivery guy to hear me using the toilet from a few feet away, so I stayed very quiet and he discovered I was there the whole time. 10 minutes later. Always check for poopers. Always a good advice, and not just for bathrooms. Dude, our receptionist is 5 feet away from the men's bathroom doors. I have to time my poop visits to when she's upstairs or with the other secretary in the back portion of the office. There have been times where I really need to go, then do my business, and when I come out I make eye contact and nod when I'm done. It's so awkward and kills me inside, but outside I make sure she thinks I don't care and she's in my bathroom territory. She had an office in the middle of the building, but not sure why she chose to put a desk right by the men's bathroom. Great story. Thankfully it was not anything confidential/illegal. Sorry, your life is ruined. You'll never be able to look your boss in the eyes again. You'll always be the silent pooper in his eyes. Today I fucked up by inadvertently making a comment with inappropriate sexual connotations to my stepdaughter. This happened yesterday. It wasn't on purpose and I didn't realize the connotations until after I said it twice. I had just gotten back from my workout, took a shower, and changed. I'm usually a bit zoned out after a workout. I went into the kitchen to cook my dinner and I noticed that my stepdaughter, age 17, was thawing a pound of ground beef. As I plan my meals out a week in advance, part of my diet, I work it out with my wife so I don't run out and mess up my meal plan. My stepdaughter walks into the kitchen as I start prepping my dinner and without looking up I asked her, "Did your mom say you could touch my meat?" I look up at her for the answer. She looks at me funny and says, "Don't say it that way." I'm thinking that she thought I was being mean or something, so I repeated it. "What? I'm not being mean or anything. Did your mom say you could touch my meat?" She looks at me funny again, and suddenly it dawned on me. OMG, I'm so sorry. You know what I meant. Not that. Sorry. She laughed and called me a dork. She smiles and said, "Just call it ground beef so it doesn't sound so weird and pervy." I wanted to crawl into a hole. She laughed and left the kitchen. Then she told my wife, who also called me a dork and reminded me to choose my words more carefully around a teenager. She also thought it was rather amusing. I've been getting teased by both of them last night and today. I want to hide in my office for the next week, maybe a month. It will be some time before I live this down. Too long didn't read. I asked my 17-year-old stepdaughter if her mother said she could touch my meat. Twice. Now being teased and mocked by both my wife and stepdaughter. Don't feel bad about it, they know you didn't mean it like that. It just happened that way. Oh, I know. But they're going to have great fun at my expense for some time. Mandatory. What are you doing, stepdad? As a teen I should warn you, if it can be taken pervertedly, we'll take it pervertedly. Oh, I know. But I wasn't really thinking when I said it. Worse, I said it twice. So did the mom say she could touch your meat or? Yes, her mother did say she could touch my ground beef, not falling for that again. You dork. Ha ha ha, nice story dude, made me laugh at work today.